Hello there. What is going on, everybody? Today we are going to be taking a look at the Echo Base Defenders Army box for Star Wars Legion. We are going to unbox this special edition box. It comes with loads of the new Rebel veterans, two of the Mark II medium blaster troopers, Tauntauns, C-3PO, R2-D2, and an exclusive to this box sculpt of Hoth, Leia, Organa. This one is only available in this box. If you have a chance to pick up this special edition, definitely jump on it. They're not going to reprint these forever. And while there aren't any like all new units in here, there are lots of all new sculpts. We've got our new sculpt Rebel veterans and Mark IIs. Of course, the exclusive Leia. I believe these are the pre-existing C-3PO and R2-D2, and I believe these are the new Tauntauns, but we'll verify all of that because we're going to look at the cards. We're going to look at everything you get in here. The tokens, cards, command cards, unit cards. We're also going to look at all the sprues and plastic, and we're going to put them together so you can take a look at them for yourself. So very cool stuff. I'd love to have you guys stick around. Make sure you like, subscribe, share the video, all that good stuff. Click that bell for alerts. Let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get this box open here. Now, this is not one that was sent out as a review copy. I picked this one up. So, like, it's been a kind of a interesting combination of getting back from Adepticon, getting lots of things, and I still have lots more stuff to unbox and take a look at. So we're going to be doing plenty more, but I've just had so much I've been trying to get caught up, and this is one of those. Since I don't primarily play Rebels, I kind of put this one on the back burner a little bit. So, all right, in here, here's what we've got. We've got lots of cards. We've got our multiple language cards. None of these cards are going to be all new or exclusive to this box, but they are the new art style. If you have the old version of Blizzard Force or any of the old versions of any of this stuff, you will get the updated hard copy versions here. We are also going to have lots of cardboard. And so I guess there's two things because you have so many cards. They have split it up into 2 packs. We're going to be getting new cardboard for 4 cores, which is going to be 2 full units of Rebel veterans. This is enough for 2 supersized units. Also, and the 2 Mark IIs. You're going to get the Tauntaun unit, the Special Forces and Commander as well for Leia and 3PO and R2 and all of that. Although 3PO doesn't run standalone in this box, it is nice. And we got lots of bases here, our Tauntaun bases and Mark II bases. There's 3 of these, right? One for two for 2 Tauntauns and 2 for 2 Mark IIs. And then we've got the regular bases for everybody else. We've got all the folks who helped bring this to us, which is very cool. And we also have our Recon Army options for if you're going to run Blizzard Force with the Recon Army. We do have the latest and greatest here, right? Now, these will also be online. We have the multiple languages versions of that. That's most of the paperwork. We're going to look at the sprues, and then we're going to take a look at the cards, and then we're going to put the sprues together. There's a lot to look at here, so we're going to pull. It's cool that they put these in a bag because sometimes, like you see here, some things fall off, and so and that can happen in the box too. If you're ever missing a piece, check the box. It is just the nature of the reality that sometimes a piece will fall off. Like I don't know what this was, whatever this was, this fell off, right? But I have got pieces in the bag that fall off and are available as well. But for other kits that they're not in the bag, always check the box. It's rare to actually be missing a piece, but that can absolutely happen. So starting off, we got a Tauntaun sprue right here. And I think we have the second half of that Tauntaun sprue, where we've got one head and another head. So this is both of the pieces of our Tauntaun sprue. So very cool. I believe the Tauntauns I have are the old soft plastic ones. So they're going to be a nice upgrade. We've got 3PO and R2-D2, which is also, I think, an upgrade because I think the ones that I have are soft plastic as well. So, yeah. I mean, granted, there's not a whole lot of sculpting you can really do with R2-D2, right? So R2-D2 is R2-D2 is R2-D2, and 3PO doesn't really bend and isn't really all that mobile too often, but still very cool. Now, we've got our Mark IIs right here. And this is part of the Rebel veterans, because Mark IIs were kind of like the second heavy weapon option for Rebel veterans, since they didn't have two built-in heavy weapons. So when that expansion came out, you had this is all part of the Rebel veterans stuff you're going to get here. You're getting lots of and this is 2 full units. This is like the equivalent of 2 boxes of Rebel veterans, because a Rebel veteran unit's going to come with like 10 Rebel veterans. A lot of times they come with 11, because that's what they're the secondary heavy weapon. But the secondary heavy weapon in this case is the Mark II, which actually counts as its own separate unit, which is also pretty cool. Now, I believe this is Leia. This is our exclusive Leia sculpt to this one. Simple enough. Again, I love the way Atomic Mass does their sprues. It's just so easy, right? A1, A2, that's torso, front and back. One leg, another leg, an arm, another arm, head, and then a little piece to kind of have her stepping up on it if you want to do it like that, which I will do, and we'll put all of that stuff together. Again, it's not hard to do this stuff. It's very cool. This looks like the rest of the our Rebel veterans, our Hoth troopers, right? Yeah, we've got a lot of these guys. These 2 look like they're about the same, and I'm guessing these 2 will also be about the same. I don't think it's 4 identical. Oh, it might be. Yeah, it might be. So I think this might be 4 of the exact same sprue here. So that is a possibility. I think if I line them all up and look down, I think this is for the same sprue. Because originally, this is one of those units that just had a normal unit of, 4 troopers, a 5th with the personnel upgrade, a single heavy weapon, and then the Mark IIs, right? So, yeah, as we look down on this, it does look like there's no variation between these 4. So these 4 should be the same, which will make it easier to kind of put them together and get a look. I can probably just put one of these sprues together, give you an example of how the new sculpt of the Rebel veterans looks, and then, we can show you how everything is put together and how it's all going to look. We got a lot of head options on the Rebel veteran part, which is also still part of these. Let's take a look at the cards. All right, so I've got all the cards pulled out. We also, this is just the English language cards, and these are all the other ones. So we're going to set those aside. And of course, again, another look at the cardboard. This is the alternate kind of universal cards, or the use of universal command tokens. I like that. Also like to take this time to talk about our sponsors. We got links in the description below. Game Toppers, you can save 15% off of playmats like this and other accessories over Game Toppers using code Crabbok15. And also check out Battle Foam. Use code Crabbok VIP for the save 15% there. Also, the links are in the video description below. Game Toppers just announced some cool Lord of the Rings stuff too, so definitely check all of that stuff out. So we're going to get I'm not going to analyze and break down the cards, because I've already done that before. Again, these are reprints, but this is what you're going to get in this box. This is great for new and returning players, or completionists, or people just wanting to expand their armies or break into another faction. You're getting one copy of Leia. No change there. You are getting R2-D2 and C-3PO. You're getting them. You're going to get a unit of Tauntaun Riders. You're going to get 2 Rebel Veterans cards. You're going to get 2 Mark II Medium Blaster cards. And now for the upgrades, you're going to get a copy of Vigilance, Portable Scanner, CMO 93, another CMO 93. That's your that's your heavy baked in for the Rebel Veterans. Rebel Veteran Squad, 2 copies of those. Or if you want the smaller, just the individual Rebel Veteran Mini, you can do that. And then a copy of Tenacity. Those are our upgrade cards. And we also have command cards. I'll start off with the Echo-based Defenders generic command cards that are unique to Echo-based Defenders. We've got hard copies of Delaying Tactics, a hard copy of Courage of the Rebellion, and a hard copy of Hold at Any Cost. These used to be print and play, and now you can actually have the actual version with the fancy back and the, to blend into all your other cards, although you still probably want to sleeve these for competitive play. But for casual play, you can just have your card cards and be ready to go. We also have Princess Leia's command cards. We have an interesting amount of these, too, because we have her original 3, Coordinated Bombardment, No Time for Sorrows, and Somebody Has to Save Our Skins. I like the extended art on these as well. It's very pretty. But you're also getting the Leia and Wicket one for if you're using Ewoks, which I'm surprised they gave in this one, because you're not running Ewoks in Echo-based Defenders. However, of course, you don't have to run only Echo-based defenders with this list. You can run these in normal lists as well, especially C-3PO. That's the interesting thing. And it's interesting to me that they gave this one for the Echo base, but they didn't give the C-3PO commander unit, because there's a C-3PO that works with Echo-based defenders. So it's like they went Ewoks in that direction, but not Ewoks in this direction. We're getting R2-D2's card as well. R2-D2, R2-D2, and R2-D2 for Blastoff, Impromptu Immolation, and Smokescreen. So we do have that. So pretty cool stuff. Because this happened in another video, I'll make sure that there's no other special C-3PO, Bright Force, Bright Hope, Bright Tree Village. Gosh, the Ewok Battle Force. Okay, no Ewok Battle Force cards in there. Okay, it wouldn't make sense to do that, but the fact that they included them with Leia, again, is not a bad thing. Kind of cool. Let's go ahead and put the models together. So as I'm putting these guys together, I do like the head options that they give you here. Now, they do give you exactly 11 heads for the 11 bodies. So you don't get any extra floating heads. But what you do have is you have a lot of head variety. And because you're building, at least in this box, you're building 2 units of Rebel Veterans, that means you can mix and match a little bit. So I could potentially make my leader a Celestian, and then take the Celestian head from the other sprue and then make like the heavy weapon a Celestian in that squad or something like that. Or I can make one squad all of guys without goggles, and then have the other squad be all dudes with goggles, and do kind of fun things like that. So you can mix and match a little bit if you have multiple kits, but if you have only one kit, then you'll have to use all 11 heads. But they're also kind of ball jointed on the bottom, so you have a lot of flexibility on how you put them on, what kind of angle or what direction they're facing and stuff like that. So I really like this direction of giving us a variety of heads. And my only feedback was if there was like maybe 2 or 3 more alien heads just to give us a little bit of extra variety, that would have been cool also. But Hoth is a cold place and Celestians like lava, so maybe there's plenty of other alien races that wouldn't have wanted to fight in the trenches on Hoth. Maybe that's the reason. But either way, there looked like there was room for at least one more head on the sprue, and it would have been cool to have a little extra options here. But I do generally really like this method of doing heads for these guys. All right, so first we're going to look at Leia. She looks awesome. I really like the head sculpt. I like the hair. I like the jacket, the high collar there. And she's just overall, this is the version of Leia I kind of thought was always appropriate from the beginning. My very first Leia for Endor, I ended up painting kind of in white to be this scheme, so I'm excited. Hopefully she'll come out good when painted. For the rest, since they are kind of upgrades, I'm going to do like a comparison. So 3PO, I believe it's basically the same sculpt. Although the arms and the head are posable, so this is my old 3PO. But yeah, as far as the detail, it looks like it's very, very similar. Granted, there's not a whole lot you can do with 3PO to make him different, but I did update the arms and head and just posed them slightly differently. And then on my old 3PO, I gave him that red arm. So this one I'll make more classic Empire Strikes Back version. Look, R2-D2, there's not much you can do with R2-D2. If you have a second one like me, this would be a good opportunity to try and do something different. Like you could shave down those little bits that connect and lock him forward, and you could have him standing still. You could not put this piece in there and just have him kind of upright and kind of in a standing motion instead of in a wheelie motion, or even in a jetpack motion. There's a little bit you can do with R2, but not a whole lot. But yeah, he's still pretty much the same as the old version, although, yeah. Tauntauns are definitely new sculpts. So we've got our 2 Tauntaun sculpts here, and we'll compare them in a minute. But yeah, they look fantastic. Very much digging them. They're going to be fun to paint. Fur is always a fun one. If you don't have a dry brush, I definitely suggest doing a little bit of dry brushing. Get yourself an old makeup brush and Google some dry brushing videos, because animal fur is a really good opportunity for that. And then to compare these guys, my other Tauntauns. Now, my old Rebels, I did this blue sand alien basing thing. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm going to be rebasing these guys at some point. But I think this was the difference between the two. Again, it was like a binoculars versus a gun pointed that way. The Tauntaun's faces are a little different. I mean, they're mostly the same idea, but, and then our Shooty McShooter, or Shooter McGavin, guy here. Here was the difference. Like, he was angled forward. This other guy's angled to the side. The horns on the Tauntauns were like originally going outwards, and these ones are going more upwards. So not a whole lot of major differences here. Very minor differences, and they, of course, it's nice to see an updated sculpt and to have a little bit of variety. So if you have some of the old and the new, the cool thing is now your Tauntauns are going to look a little bit more natural, and all of them are going to have like 4 Tauntauns that look different, which is going to be really fun. Now, as for our Rebel veterans, they're also all new sculpts. I ended up going with like I put all of the guys that I put together was just a basic squad's worth. I went with the unmasked faces. I think this was our old leader, and this is our new leader. So I went with, this was before I was painting eyeballs. So yeah, very old. We're going to do some new stuff here. But yeah, very different on the leader sculpt. A lot of the sculpts are different. Here we've got our heavy weapon kneeling versus kind of walking, right? So a lot of differences, but still, I mean, the old Rebel veterans were great too, but these new ones do look awesome. I'm a big fan of them. They look very cool. So, and you have some cool head options as well. The old ones did have a Neomoidian. I'm sorry, not a Neomoidian, a Celestian in there somewhere. So the old ones did have a Celestian, if you were doing that. But we have a tactical rock in this one as well. They don't do too many tactical rocks anymore, and I like having a little bit of variety where this guy's kind of standing up, but you still have most of your guys with their feet on the ground. I do generally like my troops with their feet on the ground, but I don't mind a little bit of variety like this once in a while, so I like the way that they're doing that as well. So pretty cool stuff. All right, so that's a quick look at our Echo Base Defenders Army box. We still got a lot more of the Rebel veterans to assemble, but that is a look at least the models that you're going to get inside, although there's definitely a lot more of these guys. We're going to get 2 super squads of them, and I don't even have 1 super squad built yet, so lots more in here. Very cool stuff. Great value. If you haven't already checked out my What to Buy First for the Rebels, this one is very, very high on that list because of how much you're getting at the tremendous value and the unique sculpt of Leia, the new sculpts of so many other models in here. Very good stuff. And these are just generally good units as well. So really great stuff. Very thematic and fun, beautiful models. You're going to have a lot of time, a lot of fun time putting these together, painting them, and then playing with them in army building. Great stuff. Great way to expand your collection and also to get you into the game if you're a new player or new to the Rebel faction. That's going to do it for today's video. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are absolutely out of this world. Thank you so much for your continued support. If you are interested in Patreon, check the links in the description below. Love to have you on board. I will talk to you later. May the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. So say we all. And always wash your socks.